Morning. Good morning. Everything sound okay to everyone? How's everyone doing? Happy New Year. I appreciate everyone for coming through. I know we've been MIA for a few months. You have to excuse me because we've been off for so long. Some of my settings are a little out of whack. So, if anything sounds weird or looks weird, y'all just let me know, okay? So as we let people roll back into the stream, Tommy, what's going on? You met me at Youmacon. Oh, I liked Youmacon. I know that it was quite a mess. Like it was unorganized and everyone, oh, at least on the artist or on the vendor side, that show was like a nightmare, right? I don't know how it was for attendees, but um, it was fine for me. I think I told you the story about Youmacon. I showed up to that con. I didn't show anybody my ID. I didn't show anybody. I didn't talk to anybody. I just walked in there, set up my table because I knew where my table was. I just walked in, set up, sold, and left. I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't confirm my ID with anybody. Anyway, so this past year has been, lack of better words, very difficult. And I said it back in January that I was gonna have like an inconsistent stream schedule and all that stuff, and I wasn't gonna have a lot of time to draw, and that my skills would take a hit, they'd stagnate and take a hit, and it went exactly as I thought it was gonna go. So for the next few weeks, we are going to be doing refresher courses on basically everything. So all the little things that I'll be practicing, I'll be going over here with y'all to get myself back up to speed, skill wise, knowledge wise, knowledge. Malcolm, what's up? Yo, just sub, thank you. Hey. Oh. Okay, I moved some stuff around on my hard drive. The chat. Okay, look, this is our first day back, and for some reason, like my chat stuff, I don't know why it's not working. There's supposed to be a chat box underneath my face right here. Okay. My bad. All right, so we got some technical things to figure out still. Just pretend that there's a chat box underneath my face. Yo, there you go. There it is. I just had to flicker it on and off real quick, but yeah, there we go. Oh shit. Anyway, Happy New Year. How's it going, man? I appreciate you sticking around. How's everything been for you? But anyway, like I was saying, I have to refresh myself on basically every subject because I haven't, like, I was drawing stuff for conventions and client work, but I wasn't like practicing or studying for like almost all of last year. So I'm just gonna start from scratch and fuck it, right? Got the rest of our lives. I spent the first 2.5 decades of my life not drawing. I think taking about a year off and coming back to refresh not gonna kill me. So anyway, so today we're in the Stonehouse anatomy book. We're in the Stonehouse book. There's a lot of nudity in this book, and I know Twitch took that away from us because some of you artists are the reason we can't have nice things in this bitch. Like, anyway, Stonehouse anatomy is incredible. I have 2 copies of it. I have one to use, one still in its original packaging. Non-toxic, what's up? Doing another juice fast. Damn. Yeah, I just came back from the gym. I've been back in there for a little bit now. You know, I had a bunch of conventions last year. Well, like second half of last year, I had a bunch of conventions. And then I wrapped up my last con in December or beginning of December, and I decided that I was just gonna take the rest of that year, rest of the month, to kind of just chill with my family, play some video games, and just kind of like I was still doing client work because that shit can't stop, won't stop. Anyway, yeah, Stonehouse. That's the only book that I have 2 copies of, and I legit don't even remember buying the second one. I don't know if like Amar bought me the second one. I don't know. I don't remember buying 2 of them. It's either somebody bought it for me as a gift. I don't remember doing it, or I accidentally bought 2 of them because I was fucked up, or clerical error on their part. Twitch should have known better. But I mean, like, no, you know what? Like, people are saying, like, the whole artistic nudity thing. People are blaming Twitch, and I'm just like, you can't. I'm like, that we've been wanting that for so long, you know? Like, people who are actually going to use it for the reasons that what they need to do is have. Well, there's no way to fix it, but if they could find a way to have it. This pen is dying. If they could find a way to have it to allow nudity, but no, but then how do you? Yeah, never mind. There's no way to fix it. Never mind. People will always find a way around it. Fucking book holder over here. Need a paperweight. Oh, that's better. I'd like give the whole Twitch experience 3 more years, or completely calling it. Yeah, that's why we multi-stream, which we're allowed to do now. You know how before we used to have to like joke around, like, "Oh, I'm only streaming on here. I'm only streaming on here." No, I'm 100% like, why is the chat box popping up? And what? All right, you gotta excuse all the technical issues today. We're just still getting this shit together. Oh, speaking of which, hold on. Why is chat not showing everything? Hold on. Because that's the thing, I didn't change any of my settings, and I don't know why while I didn't change any of my settings, I haven't streamed for a few months, so I'm spamming you with this so I could test out the chat box. It was working fine before we streamed. The fuck? It's showing the Nightbot. Anyway, I'll figure that out later. Whatever. But anyway, with you saying that you don't think that Twitch has a lot of life left in it, um, hard to argue against it. But I am, I am gonna need anyone who is on. Those are the 3 links that I'm working on right now. Okay. I'm not very active on Instagram, and I'm not like I hate TikTok, but the reach on there is pretty sweet. So I need like 150 followers on TikTok to get to 10K. When I'm at 10K, I can start streaming on TikTok. I could add TikTok to the multi-stream. So if anybody here is on TikTok, just throw me a follow there. I'm not like I'm not gonna be posting stuff on there, but I do need to get my follower count up so that they'll allow me to live stream on there. Yeah, it was like the day of, right? When they allowed the artistic nudity thing. That's the thing, like you can people talk trash on Twitch like all the time about, how they moderate and blah blah all that stuff. At the end of the day, it's the users, right? Isn't it? Is it not the users who are doing it? Like um and this is art related that we're talking about here. So, oh, the huff about like yo, Street Breaker, what's going on? All the huff about like like hot tubs and all that. I'm just like, well, that's just because people see a way to make money, and you can never hate on somebody trying to feed themselves, you know what I mean? So artists act like they're so much better, but the moment that they got a little bit of wiggle room, this website burned. Like, it was crazy. So everyone's just trying to pay their bills. I think Twitch should have just let it. I don't think they should have really should just left it and see what happens. It's a sponsor thing, right? They can't get sponsors, or they can't get ads. New future on being alive. Yeah, man. I hope you're doing well, Street Breaker. It's been a minute. I'll be at Level Up this year. I missed it last year. That's my first Level Up expo that I missed since like 2016. But I'm guaranteed I'll be there this year. I already have my table set up and everything. So a younger audience. Like what's my opinion on that? I'm like half and half, where I'm just kind of like, yeah, this there's a button that says it's mature content, right? Like, I don't know, just I've had artists come up to me at conventions and talk about doing like live like figure drawing, and like, well, I don't want to. I'll give you an example. There's this one chick who came up. She was there with her boyfriend at my artist table, and she wanted to do like figure drawing and live drawing. It was asked like, I had given her some advice prior about like going to like New Masters Academy because they have timed figure drawing there, and they had new. I don't know if they still have them up, but they had nude models at the time, and the boyfriend didn't let her do it. So shit, what was my point? My point is, fucking police your goddamn self is all I'm saying. Parents, police your goddamn kids. parents should be made aware that this website is potentially, not potentially, probably going to be not great for their kids. They're gonna have to put restrictions on their kids. Oh no, I mean, I don't know how it would, like, hypothetically, if they kept it. I'm not a business person. I don't know how that would affect the site. Probably long term bad, right? Because you can't. It's hard to monetize that kind of stuff. Um, but in regards to like the children, somebody think of the children. I'm just like, like I know parents who, I don't know, like I've encountered parents who have kids who want to draw, but they don't want their kids to like look at figure drawing. Like they don't want them to do anatomy studies because they don't want kids to see nudity. And I'm just like, dude, I get that. When I say kid, I'm talking about like 14-year-old. Like people about being in high school. You know what I mean? Like that's why to me, I'm just like, look, there's no fix, there's no whatever. It's just you police yourself. That's all it is. If it's something that you don't like, then you just gotta leave it alone. And if this website wants to destroy itself, then that's their business too. Like, no, it definitely had to do with money, ads, all that. Anyway, I mean, we're all adults here. We all know what's up. It's hard. It always has to do with money. Um, so anyway, that's why my opinion is just like, look, man, police your goddamn self. That's what I say. Fan service in it, yo. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you go into the artist alley of any anime convention, it's like all fan service. I say it's easier to find fan service. Okay, especially online. Like that shit doesn't get old. I mean, as a consumer, as somebody who's, um, as a consumer, somebody who's consuming and absorbing that artwork, like, I don't know, I don't find it very, um, inspirate. Like, I look at it even from a technical aspect, and I'm just like, whatever, dude. It's like and they all have the same proportions. Like it's all exaggerated, but it's all the same. You know what I mean? Like, well, it's art. It doesn't have to be. Well, I mean, it's stylized. It doesn't have to be like anatomy clear. Yeah, it doesn't have to be exactly correct, but everyone's doing the exact same proportions now. So it's just kind of like, I get what you're saying. Here's the question though: is the multi-stream working? We're having a shit ton of technical issues. We're having some glitchy issues here with the face cam. I got a lot of things to fix on the stream. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, I guess the argument could also be made. Look how long we've been doing figure drawing here on this channel. Well, I mean, that's the problem. Like, if I do figure drawing, it's being mistaken as nudity, and it's not the same. It's not the same thing. A figure has no like moving parts, I would say, um, versus doing like a nude drawing with musculature. That those are two different things. But what we do is anytime we get anything that looks like a figure, I just put some underwear on that bitch because remember how we used to do it? We draw a person, we just put some underwear on them, some black underwear. That's not a big deal. Anyway, fun times, fun times. How I have in regards to art that I've been consuming lately, I have been looking at a lot of I don't know what the word would be. Is it abstract? It's like splotches and stretched out colors and shit. And I'm sober. So what does everyone have planned for the new year? Expressionism. Yes. There you go. All right, here, hold on. I'm gonna try to refresh my camera so it's not. You see how it's like frame skipping, which is it's not the stream because we're still smooth here, but my face cam. You see how we're missing frames? So hold on. Let me try to refresh it. How about now? Man, we're having all kinds of issues. We're having all kinds of issues today. Um, anyway, yeah, gross oversimplification, but anyway, I've been a fan. I've been growing more and more fascinated with and thank you for letting me know about the Fallon, what's going on? How you been? Yeah, what would be the word like literal art is like like literal things are getting really boring to me. To me, I think because we got to a point where I was basically, and not to like gloat, but like we got to the point where I could pretty much draw anything, right? As long as I took like a day to practice that particular subject, right? Like anything, like any vehicle, anything that we studied, I could store it into my visual library and I could draw it and rotate it in free space and all that. So I think I got bored with it. Hold on, where'd my fucking brush pens go, bro? Ha, found them. So I have found that a more challenging form of art, at least to me, is to be able to like elicit it's just be able to elicit like a feeling through an image. Like there's one thing, like if you draw a picture of like two old people holding hands, like you get, that's pretty literal and you'll get some kind of emotion out of that, right? But if you were to do something like smearing or whatever the fuck, I'm talking about, playing with colors to elicit the same emotion, I think that's way harder. And that's what I've been fucking with lately. Actually, I've been on that shit for like 6 months, but anyway, we haven't been here in 6 months. I want to say thank you to all the patrons who have been supporting this whole time. Hopefully all the sketch cards have been getting to everybody safely. I haven't shipped out the December cards yet because I don't trust the post office during the holiday season. So I was like, I'm gonna ship out December and January at the same time. And oh, I think we have somebody in the YouTube chat. My bad. I didn't have the multi-stream window up. My bad and all the technical issues. You know what, I haven't. Okay, I think one of the last streams that we had was me showing off the Berserk drawing that I did. But the one that I showed actually had color on it. So I have a test print here. Test print. This isn't the final, like, what it's gonna look like, but it's more or less, right? Sample A. This is a Berserk piece that I did. I've retired the Rick and... No, we're talking about convention fan art here that I sell. I have officially retired the Rick and Morty drawing, and I'm replacing it with this Berserk piece. The last version of this drawing that I had shown was in color, and I didn't really like it. Like, I sat on it for like a month, and I was like, yeah, I don't like it. So I went back and retooled some of the line work. You may not be able to see it. If you're familiar with Berserk, you know about, like, Berserk uses a lot of imagery that uses like a lot of faces, like ghoulish, tortured faces. I don't know if you could see it. You can see all the faces back there. Yeah, there's like thousands of faces along here. Anyway, I really like how it came out after I pulled the color away from it, because I was just like, I really like my line work in this drawing, and the color was really taking away from it. So I just took the color away. Anyway, I'm really happy with how this one came out. This is gonna make its debut. I have a convention in Sacramento this weekend. If the prints come in on time, make its debut there. If not, 2 weeks after that at MagFest. I'll have an artist table at MagFest, which is a 4-day, 24-hour convention. I'll have it there. But yeah, this is the new piece. And I won't be streaming it, but I'm going to be working on a Digimon piece. Digimon Season 1. I've already done all the research. Went through the DVD, got all the screenshots I needed for reference, and I'll be doing a new Digimon piece. I don't know when that's going to be done. All I'm telling you is that I'm starting it now. Like, I'm starting it now already. Like, I have the rough draft already done. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It might make its debut next month. It might make its debut in like 4 months. All I got to say. Yeah. So big thank you to everybody who supported the Rick and Morty drawing over these years, because that thing is retired now. I don't produce it anymore. If you have a copy of it, that's dope. Yo, Digimon's the shit. Digimon is the shit. Digimon was supposed to be the next masterwork, but I got sidetracked because I was listening to a lot of Berserk lore, and I was just like so obsessed with it. So I was like, oh, fucking, we'll just do it. So we took a bit of I got a little sidetracked to do the Berserk piece. So anyway, we're back on schedule. We'll be working on Digimon piece for cons. The reason we're not going to do that here on stream is because this stream just needs to be us practicing. Like when I know you guys don't like those silent streams. It hurts the channel too. So yeah, so if I do work on those masterworks, the big collages here on stream, they're gonna be all silent. It's gonna be shitty. Damn, how do we have 42 people in here? We ain't even done nothing yet. Where's everybody from? No matter how much time passes, we never get better at not losing our pen. I appreciate all the views. Wow, I suck. So how's everybody? I'm always curious because everybody has their own level of rust. By rust, I mean like how long do you have to not study? How long do you have to not draw before you go to shit? Traditionally, it only takes me a couple of days. So what we're doing I'm actually pretty okay with where we're at right now. I thought my penmanship was going to be like horrible. I feel like I still have some decent control over at least the line art, or excuse me, at least the pen control. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. What's going on? Since we have quite a few people here, I dropped a link there. You're free to join the Discord. It's an art Discord. Since my vacation is over, I will be fully active on all these social media platforms again, begrudgingly. I'm actually looking to get to 10K on TikTok because we only need like 100 something more people on TikTok. Like, I'm not gonna be posting on TikTok because like the things that I don't make stuff that will work on TikTok. Like I'm not gonna sit here and talk shit about like the content stuff that's on TikTok. It's just not for me, you know. But I do want to use them as a live streaming platform because of the potential reach. I'm almost at 10K, and you have to be at 10K. Oh my god, this skull sucks. I'm almost at 10K already, and once you get to 10K, they'll allow you to stream. So I need anybody here who's on TikTok. Click that young link right there. Young link. And read that young bottle. Because like Malcolm said, I don't know how much longer Twitch is going to be around with the shenanigans they've been pulling lately. Well, it's nice to see that the chat is working again on, like, on underneath my face here. I wonder what happened. Anytime you take an extended break from streaming, I think it's because Streamlabs, or I use Streamlabs because it allows you to multi-stream. It it I think it has to do with updates. It always acts up. There's like always stuff you gotta fix. Plus, I got a new hard drive. Like I added another hard drive, and then I moved a lot of my active layers and stuff over, which is probably why um like the notification, normally it's like a One Punch Man gif that I made, and that hasn't been loading. So anyway, oh, speaking of the Discord, I appreciate everyone who has been active on there. Um, there are some people on there who are making some crazy fucking progress, like mad gains for their artwork, and I've been enjoying watching that from a distance, watching the progression. It's Mercury. If you guys aren't in the Discord, check out Mercury on that bitch. Leveling up like every week. Over here, like, all right, so I'm gonna draw for like 5 minutes today. Talking about Mercury? Yeah, for real, right? That's what happens, like, when you get into like the study mode of art and you're like really on that grind. Like, once you figure out what works for you in regards to studying, like time of the day or habit, or like what you like to listen to or not listen to, like what do you want to avoid, once you figure all that out, dude, you can make some crazy progress quick. I don't know how long it's going to take for me to kind of get back to where I was skill wise. I've been not studying for so long, but hope y'all can show some patience. You know, we ain't gonna be crazy. I'm not gonna have that crazy power like I used to, quite yet. You know. But by the time we're done, it's gonna be better. Don't even worry about it. Let's see. Oh, so our puppy is a little over a year now. Our boxer. Y'all remember puppy we had here on stream before we stopped streaming? Yeah, so she's a year and 3 months. Yeah, she's like almost 60 pounds already. dog will make the puppy will make an appearance here on stream. Not today, but like soon. I'm like shaky right now from the gym. Blood sugar's all fucked up. Did deadlifts today. I was even thinking that too when I was in the gym this morning. I was just like, I haven't streamed in a while. Should I be doing deadlifts before I go stream? I'm gonna be shaky. I'm gonna be tired. I was like, nah, that sounds like a future Chris problem. Let's go. Some of you are awesome. All right, Yomocon, hey, have a happy new year. Hope you stay happy. Thank you. I hope everybody is doing well, and thank you for coming by at Yomocon. That's like the only time I go out to the Great Lakes area. I think to me it's the only con that's kind of convention that's like worth it, or excuse me, not worth it. That's the only convention that will really make my investment worth the investment, to fly out there. Hopefully I can get back into Yomocon. They say that they're going to be sending rebooking paperwork for all the artists who were there. So if I get that, I'll secure a spot. Maybe I'll see y'all Yomocon next year or later this year. Oh, okay. So fun news for everybody. So you know how when I started doing conventions heavy again, the streams really suffered because like one, it was the whole family and time management and all that stuff. But anyway, I got myself a new phone, right? And this thing is like a stream machine. This thing is fucking bad, dude. It's the Xperia 1 Mark V from Sony. This shit is crazy, dude. So I'm gonna be able to stream on the road like way easier, and it's gonna be the Xperia 1 Mark V. It's got an SD card slot and a headphone jack. Son, what? No, but it has hey, thank you for the sub, the YouTube sub. Yeah, it has a built-in, like, has a Sony application, where you don't have to use Streamlabs. You could stream directly from the Sony application in the phone. You just put your info in it. You just put like your stream key and stuff in it. But it allows you to use like the full manual camera. Yeah, which to me is really important because like I just like having a high quality stream. It's really cool, and I've already tested it out. Like, and then the auxiliary port allows me to hook a lav mic to it. So I have the DJI, like everybody has the DJI mic. Yeah, so it's gonna be really fun. So we're gonna be able to stream out on the road. We're gonna be able to stream out on the road a lot easier now. So when I'm like at the convention table, or if I'm doing work at the hotel or whatever, I'm just gonna turn that bitch on and you guys can hang out if you feel like it. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Malcolm, is that emote that you use right there, the one that you always use? Is that Corey? Yeah, okay. Oh, it never occurred to me. It would be game over if your phone had an SD slot. I hope they start doing that with newer phones. Well, that's one of the reasons I wanted to support Sony with this. The max internal for the US version of this phone is 256 gig, but it supports a 1 terabyte micro SD. So um that's like, I have like all my study materials, like all the videos that I need to watch and all the books that I have, like I put it all on this bitch. So you know, I know that it's somewhere in it's somewhere in Europe. I don't know where it is. My aren't they mandating removable batteries? Isn't that something that's happening now? Because of the waste, like the environmental damage that lithium batteries are doing, like non-removable lithium batteries. I mean, Jesus Christ, if we can get removable batteries back. I don't know who here is old enough to remember what life was like when, actually, I don't know who here remembers what life before cell phones was like, but when cell phones first came, you could take the batteries out. You know, your little Motorola's or your little Nokias, you could just pop the battery out, get a new one. Okay, so anyway, I hope that actually becomes a thing, because that would be dope. I wouldn't buy a new phone for like a decade, and that's probably the reason why they don't want to do that. Yeah, this hey, Subtle, what's going on? Yeah, the Xperia is a very expensive phone. If I got it at full price, it would have been like $1,200 bucks. But luckily I got a well, it is removable technically, yeah. But I guess technically everything in the phone's removable if you got the effort and the hammers for it, right? Like that Daffy Duck magic trick. It's the greatest magic trick of all time, but I could only do it once. um, Happy New Year, yeah. Yeah, people need to chill out with phones. Like, I was happy with because my wife had bought me the phone I had prior to this. Like, I got this phone so that I can do my work and stream more efficiently on the road. So it was a work expense. But honestly, if I was just like if you're using your phone to just like browse the internet and take pictures, I don't see it. I don't see the $1,000 price tag. I don't see it. No, it's a business tactic, but I'm glad that like at least they're gonna enforce some way. So, will there be a cyberpunk theme? What do you mean? The art? This? No, no, no. I'm just I haven't practiced drawing. I haven't really been drawing a lot for basically all 2023 was basically me losing my art skill because I had family stuff, I had things that very important to me that I chose to take care of instead. So my artwork went to shit, and this here is us kind of just rebuilding. So there's no theme to anything that we're going to be drawing for the next few weeks. It's strictly going to be trying not to suck at art. So yeah. Yeah, so anyway, the next couple weeks is just how long is it going to be before we stop sucking? How long is it going to be before we stop sucking at art? So but yeah, Exo, what's going on, man? Will you still have some of that cyberpunk? Wait, will you still have some art of a cyberpunk theme? Eventually, yeah. Eventually. Man, dude, Street Breaker, you've been around for a long time. You know, I appreciate that. You remember that stuff that I used to make, and sell. Excuse me. You know that stuff I used to sell at like conventions. You saw me in the early days. You know, I still have a lot of that stuff. Just doesn't really make an appearance anymore. But yeah, I still got stuff. I got things in motion. Yeah, family's been good. For those of you who don't know, I've said it here on stream before, but that was like a while ago. For those of you who don't know, we went to go when we got the wife checked again. You know, all the basically as much of the cancer that they could reduce had reduced. So medicine, right? Fucking medicine. Technology. So yeah, that's why we're back here. You know, things have stabilized, and then I kind of just decided to spend December or the rest of 2023 with the family. But now I can get my shit together. Now I can take time for myself. Ashley, what's going on? Yeah, I told myself I wasn't gonna keep bringing that up, that subject up because everybody. I spent a lot of time in the waiting rooms, man. Spent a lot of time in hospital waiting rooms and stuff last year. You know, talked to a lot of people and a lot of people's families and stuff, and basically at the end of the day, everybody's got their own shit. Everyone's got their own shit. You know, that's why. I ain't trying to bring it up, but too much. But give everybody a little update. Some of you are maybe not aware. Anyway, so we got the good news some time ago, and then I decided to spend more time with them for the rest of the year. But I had always said that I could not last year I couldn't promise a consistent stream schedule because my schedule was inconsistent. Now, bitch, I got shit on lock now. No, not it doesn't bother me to talk about this stuff. Like, it's more just like y'all got your own things that you like. Everybody's got their own shit, right? So here, we just going, Yeah, but it's not like I get like, I don't get like tight talking about it. I'm just saying like everybody's got their own shit. Let's make this a place where you can get away from that shit. Instead, we could talk about artistic nudity. You know what I mean? Oh, Tropic, my bad. No, it was cervical. No. I missed the one day. Well, I didn't like miss it. I didn't participate in it. Boy, did I see it. Because I was just like, because normally I don't consume Twitch, right? But once I saw that, I was just like, how the fuck is this gonna work? Like, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, so it didn't work. uh Hey, that's funny though, right? Isn't that's going to be one of those times where like we'll look back on it and be like, "Hey, remember that time when it was nothing but like dicks on Twitch?" And from now on, artists, there's so many art streamers who I've, like always complaining we can't even do figure drawing, man. We can't draw like the human form, but then they'll talk shit about like people low cut tops and who are on like who are in hot tubs and stuff. Like they're always talking all that nonsense, bad, talking down to people. I never talk down to people because Just go make your money. Like everyone needs to make their money. Like fucking leave them alone, right? My point is, all you artists, yeah, hypocrites. You can't. You could not wait 10 minutes. You couldn't wait. Like there are people who I know don't do not safe for work stuff, and they switched over because of that. Anyway, so you're asking about the Berserk piece. I did. I haven't shown it anywhere because I wanted to get the, it's looking a little muddled and dark here on stream, but like I want the physical copies of the Berserk drawing in hand before I do like a debut of it online, right? The original version that I showed you guys had color. I had spent hours coloring it. So then I let it sit for a few weeks because I wasn't really happy with it. I let it sit for a few weeks and I was just like, I still don't like it. So I decided to redo the coloring and just work in grayscale, work in values. And I think it looks a lot better. There's a shit ton of line work that you can't see on the camera, but if you see it in person, yeah, like there's a lot of line work here. Alex, what's going on? I know I full. Some people above your pay grade pulling some strings, all getting pieces of. Of course. My point was, what's the pre-order? Getting a not safe for work version. I don't have a pre-order version of this one. I'm not gonna lie, pre-orders are kind of a headache to deal with. You know what? There is a version of this where, so the original version has all of Guts' face. I ended up adding on the armor afterwards. Well, I had the Berserker armor on the body, but as for the helmet, that's actually something I put on later. There's his face is underneath there. We'll do something with that, I guess. Do you know there's a version, naturally to get the look, there's a version where she's like fully nude before I put the clothes on. Like, I mean, I guess I could just like there's a version of this with color. There's a version where she is like nude, not just the figure, where she's like nude. There's a version with like a ton of red blood everywhere. There's a version where his face is shown. Like, I have a version where the God Hand, instead of the fingers here, instead of the hand, the fingers, there's a version with the God Hand members up there instead, which I didn't like. All on that 20 terabyte hard drive. No, don't watch the CG version. You're better off just not even watching it, because all the CG version is going to do is like it's just going to be bad. Like, you're better off just not even. You're better off listening to people on YouTube explain the story to you, because Berserk fans are very passionate. So you're better off just finding somebody, and there's plenty of people on YouTube, just explain to you or read to you the story. Then that's better than watching the CG version. Some random dude on YouTube just talking about it. '97 version, the entire thing is on YouTube. Like, somebody had stitched together the entire thing into like a really long movie in a single upload on YouTube. It's on there. This feels. Malcolm, be proud of me. I'm getting my shit together. I've been back in the gym. Other than um like Christmas week, I've been back on eating very calculated food. You know, everything is measured. I'm doing very well on that. I got to 250 pounds, dude. That's when I was just like, we gotta get our shit together. Creator Berserk passed away. Trying to get on your level with your juice fast. My eating window is supposed to close at noon, which is right now, but I've only had like 900 calories today, so after the stream I gotta go eat something and then call it. Oh hell no, 264. How'd you feel about all that? Because I have a buddy. You've seen him in my YouTube videos, my vlogs. My buddy Dua. He had lost 100 and almost like a lot. He lost a lot, right? And then he was super hardcore. He started with keto, intermittent fasting, and then he switched over to once he got his weight down, he started adding carbs back in. He had a very balanced working out all the time. Then he got a girlfriend. You completely stop smoking cigarettes October 15, and you go on 3-hour hikes every day. Damn, that sounds hella fun, dude. That sounds hella fun. About to find you a wife this year? Hey. All I gotta say is, man, as somebody who never thought he'd ever get tied down, when you find the right one, it's crazy. So, best of luck to you with all that, man. I was nicotine free for quite a while. And then I found that I have 6 vapes in the back of this box that I had. Like it was like stuff for conventions. And I forgot I had packed vapes in there because I was like portioning out when I would take this, take that to cons, so now I got a bunch of vapes here, and they're not the flavor that I like. They stopped producing the flavor that I like. Like they don't even make it anymore. So these are just like whatever. But I'm not gonna throw them away. Fuck, like. Yeah, there were 6 of them still in the plastic tubes. Yeah, isn't that weird? Like, yeah, because or all those. I used to party a lot, and there were people like rolling and dropping, just like lining up, like everything. But there's this line that some people don't cross. Ooh, cigarettes. Which I respect. It's like everyone's got their thing, right? I just find it fascinating. It's like, wow, how dare you? Secondhand smoke kills. You ever see that South Park episode? I can't remember. It was it was like a top, like I can't remember who they were making fun of, specifically, but he was like a really fat dude, and he was like eating butter, and he was just talking about it was like he was anti tobacco. You know what I'm talking about? Where he's like, "Don't you know how bad smoking is for you?" He was just eating a bunch of like he was like eating sticks of butter, and yeah. Anyway, everyone's got their thing. You know, it's all good. Uh, I had uh, I had like a donut. Um, how would you say? I had like a donut era, late 2023, probably where most of my weight came from. Man, if you ever fucked with Walmart from the bakery donuts when they brought out that same like when they don't even have to be you don't even have to go there in the morning. They just have to be made that same day. Jesus Christ. Let me tell you something, man. Can't do that. Happy New Year. Thank you for inspiring. Thank you. No, I appreciate. You know what? I guess we'll talk about this now. You know, I haven't been around streaming and all that stuff. I have not been active on social. Even my own Discord, I haven't been too active on. But y'all stuck around. A lot of you even kept your subs to this channel. So I'm sure most of you just forgot. But my point is, if that was intentional, I appreciate it. Like, that's crazy. That takes like a lot of, I don't know, to stay sub to somebody, you know, like to stay supportive of somebody who kind of vanished. I appreciate that. You know, late 23, you had a cookie era, cookie arc. This new bougie cookie store next to where you live. Oh nah. Best cookies in the world. Yeah. See, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. If anyone gets a chance to review those Walmart donuts, wow, I can't get this angle right here. Uh oh, hold on. Okay. So you know, I had a. Okay. All right. Hold up. Hold up. Each cookie, each cookie is 800 calories. Nah, I'm not gonna Google. I'm not gonna Google that. Nah, I'm good. And you know it's dangerous. Now you got a good job. You know, so it's like you can do it, and it's not hurting your art. Weeb says, "Wow, your art's on a whole new level of good." Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. But I'm only good at certain things. You're only good at certain things. Everyone here is only good at certain things. You know, if I was drawing something else, I could name off a few things I probably suck at drawing right now. You wouldn't be saying that. So I appreciate everyone should appreciate their own art skill, their own art level. As somebody who's super rusty because I haven't been studying, I have a new appreciation for people who are struggling with their art. I think I forgot what that felt like. No, we sell them in packs of 4. But I mean, if you get 4, you may as well get 6. Like, that's how Walmart got me with their donuts. Because you could buy a 2-pack for like $1.90, or you could buy a dozen for like $4. I'm just like, come on. Why? You know what I mean? I know the argument is, well, you ain't got to eat all of them. And you don't understand it. You don't understand. So I know you understand. I'm talking about. And then, I mean, like, on top of being addicted, there's the sunk cost of it too. You could be like, look, I bought a dozen donuts. I already ate 5 of them. I'm okay. I don't need to eat more. But then in your head, you're just like, but I already spent the money on this shit. Like, of course I'm gonna eat it. My mom taught me not to waste food, you know? Hey, you know, how any substance abuser is. You start rationalizing. You're just like, man, I have to finish these donuts, man. My parents didn't work this hard to come from the Philippines. You know, they had no food over there. I eat this, I shouldn't feel bad about it. You know, like, he starts saying some stupid shit. Like, my parents didn't even have food when they were growing up. I'm over here tripping over these donuts. I can eat whatever I feel like. For anyone who just hopped in the stream, we're talking about when you get like hyper fixated on a particular food and you get like a food addiction. I had that issue with donuts last year. Malcolm had some cookie issues. Nah, man, why? Why you gonna do that though? Like, this is like the most difficulty I've had drawing skulls in a very long time. This is also the first time I've gone back and studied skulls in a very long time. Because this was one of those subjects where I just had it so hardcore on lock. You know, I was just like, whatever. This one. Oh, chips. Are yeah. I remember I had to look up a way. I had looked up different ways to try and restrict the quantity of chips that I would eat. So you know the common one is don't take the whole bag with you, just pour the chips into a bowl and then go sit down. Like you're not going to go back and refill the bowl, you know? Like sounds like we got people with eating disorders in this chat. Like that's what it sounds like. Now it's only an eating disorder if it's causing you unhappiness. If you jolly about, see, my family's Filipino, which means I have the diabetes monster um lurking around every corner. You know, I gotta be careful. Only a midlife crisis. You know, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. B-Man, what's going on? I didn't realize that was you. What's going on? Mew, what's going on? I have actually, you know how earlier we were talking about budgeting for art, and like art books. We had mentioned that a lot earlier in the stream. I don't know who was here, but I actually picked up quite a few art books last year, and um, I've gone through most of them, not all. Just reading, like I need to go back and like I like to take notes. You know, it's like basically like I treat it like I'm in school, and anytime I get a new book that I need to learn, I find that just reading it, I can't retain information, so I always have to take notes. I went and read through all of them. Um, I think my hold on, I have them right here in my little bookshelf. Hey, Happy New Year. I'm not gonna pull the book. It's like buried. Any other secret projects? Nah, man, I got no secret project. We had Lechon. Yeah, I ended up not going to the family Christmas thing gathering. One day I'm gonna remember how to draw hands. Has anyone found any art books or like tutorials or like any new YouTube channels that you think are worth that you would recommend or you think that's worth your time? I feel like especially with YouTube, I feel like the landscape for artists on YouTube has like solidified itself, and it's just been the same for like 4 years. You know, like back when I first started drawing, like in the 2012s, and when YouTube was kind of like just, you know, just getting, you know, like establishing itself, um, or at least it felt like the art area in YouTube was just setting itself up. You know, there was like new people to find all the time. You know, like that's when like the um that's like schoolism was kicking up. You know, Art Germ was still on there, not anymore. That's when Proco got started. You know, um, it like I was gonna say he's Blue Fly now, but he used to be a different name back then. I feel like we haven't had anything new in a while. I feel like there's like the heavy hitters, and then that's it. Which Korean god artists? Drop them. Drop the links. Yeah, those Koreans. Anime Charlie, huh? All right, hold up. Rooming 101. All right, I'll Google that, but I feel like there's a high chance I'm going to come across something else. If I get the FBI coming. Oh, I got dog. It's funny. That's like the last thing I thought was gonna pop up. Oh, I appreciate those links. Hold on. I'm gonna pull those up for myself. Take a look at them later. Thanks for those two. I got them pulled up. I'll have them playing while I have to take care of like work stuff after the stream. So. Oh, hold on. Anime Charlie, I gotta look up. If they're new, I don't know if that's gonna be an easy find. Oh, I found it. Cool. I'll go through their stuff. So it's that time of the stream. I normally, I used to never do this, but we're gonna start doing this now. I'm dropping a link right there. That first link is to the Discord server. So if you are an artist and you want to be active in an art community, I have a Discord server. That's where I'm most active. I'm not very active on any social media platform, but that Discord is where you can find me the most. That's the easiest place to find me too. Like if you need to just ask me a question, whatever. And then the Instagram, I'm not really super active there, but I do share funny stories when I go to conventions. If you want to see that stuff. Here's the fun one, the TikTok. I don't really make stuff that fits with TikTok, but they do have a live streaming. You have to have 10,000 followers to stream on there, and I'm really close to 10K on there with very minimal effort. So fortunately, yeah, if you have a TikTok account, let me get to that 10, and then we can add the TikTok to part of our multi-streaming, and that'll be good. Because I feel like if we can take these study streams over to somewhere as big as TikTok, I think that's gonna be really good. I'm surprised I still have as many followers on TikTok that I have right now, because I had one viral video. That's it. That's it. Like, I made like $1,000 in sales overnight, and I got like 10K followers, and then I basically just stopped doing the TikToks. Is anyone here? I have a question here for anybody who is, especially an artist. Like, if you're an artist and you make TikTok art videos, no, I guess this applies to anyone who's not just artists. But when you're filming the TikTok, you just turn your camera on vertically, portrait mode. And you just go like this. Anyway, I'm gonna stop because that's me talking shit. Anthony Jones is streaming a bit again. Yeah? I thought he left social media. I'm out of hydration. Caffeine free. Oh, I was gonna say I'm totally stimulant free. That's a lie. I'm caffeine free, but I'm not nicotine free. Yeah, Anthony Jones. He used to be one of my like regular go-tos back in the day. You know, I know Psychra. I don't know who here knows about Psychra. Oh, so him going back on streaming is like a new thing. That's cool. He's hella good, so that's worth it. I don't want to speak out of turn, but Sycra, you know, he has like personal like family things that kept him from continuing the hardcore stream. But you know, he's good and I like the way he teaches. So like if he ever gets back onto the regular, I know he was live streaming for a little bit on and off last year. Like Tim directed me to his streams because I didn't know he came back, but he was streaming a bit. Or was it the year before? I don't know what he's doing right now, but if he ever starts putting videos again, that's easy. That's an easy watch. You see on Proco's channel, Elisa has some videos on there. I was just like, good, get her on more videos. Oh, Bob Meatbag. Those were the good days, right? I remember CT and Jetty Jet used to didn't they used to join his streams, right? Yeah, I catch Jet at conventions now. I'll always because he's still doing the full-time convention circuit. So I'll see him every couple of months. That man's tired as fuck all the time. Doing that full-time convention life. That name looks familiar. Let me Google. No, I'm not familiar with that person. I'm on their IG right now, assuming we're talking about the same artist. Very soft artwork. I like that. Yeah, that one. Yeah. I'll shoot that follow. So today is just like a refresher. It's to get me back into the groove of streaming. Also to work out any technical issues, which apparently we have some. But it almost looks like the technical issues are kind of working themselves out. Like we're not dropping frames on this camera anymore. It wasn't a stream issue, it was my camera issue, but it looks okay now. So when I was learning how to draw the skull, like initially, way back in the day, I had to come up with like a stupid way of constructing the head because I just couldn't it was one of those shapes where I couldn't visualize Like I could now, but back then it was hard for me to like structure it. So I broke down the skull, and again, I doubt this is anything original. Like I'm sure, like everything's been done, right? So, but this is how I had to break it down for myself. He had like a Dr. Mario pill, right? It's not a circle. It's a little elongated in the back. You know, it's not quite like alien long, but it's a little elongated. And then I remember I made up this like glasses shape. Right? And then these would protrude out a little bit, like for the cheeks. And then I know that the nose, this skeletal part of the nose is actually just like an upside down version of like the cartilage nose, because like you're used to seeing a nose that's like that, right? But the here it's actually like that, the skeleton or the skull part. So it's kind of like an upside down nose. If that makes sense. Yeah, so I was just like, okay, and it's not one breathy hole. It's actually two with like a really thin bone in the middle. It's like a snout. Well, and then the mouthpiece. It's like a bottle cap. Looks like a bottle cap. And then that's how you know that like this section right here, it protrudes. So like under the nose, you know, it's not like that. Well, it's kind of like that, but some people will go flat with it right there. It actually goes almost outwards. That's how I remember it. I'm like, oh, it's two bottle caps. It's two bottle caps upside down, touching each other. So, and then it's in the shape of like a U, right? This is like 2014, 2015 Chris's master study of how to draw a skull. But it worked. Like I remember it to this day. And then you have the and then the chin, exactly what you think it looks like. I don't know. I never had issues with the shape of the chin. I equated it to something. There was a shape that I equated it. I can't remember. That is that. Bit of an exaggeration. So this is Chris's IKEA construction of the skull. This is good. Like good refresher for me. I was having some trouble earlier when we got started. There's those glasses that we're talking about? Bottle caps. That theme? I have no idea what music we're listening to. I just have a fucking generic lo-fi. Hold up. Wife is calling. Like I know that like I have a lot more freedom and time to take care of myself because everybody in the family is up on their feet, but I still am husband on call. All right, hold on. I gotta go. Wife needs my help. So, um, we're not ending the stream. I appreciate everyone for hanging out. Again, here's the links to all the social medias that I would like for y'all to support. In regards, so I need my Instagram to grow so I can get my stream key so we can add Instagram to our multi-streaming. And I'm almost to 10K on TikTok, which will allow me to add streaming there. So when I say follow me on those platforms, it's not really to do anything other than I need to be able to stream on those platforms. So I'll be back in like 2 minutes. Okay. Until then, enjoy an ad. Okay. That was it. We're back. Pretty successful return stream so far, by the way. Thank you for all the viewers. You know, my stream tends to pull in other artists. Anybody here have any art subjects that you're working on or that you should be working on? Robbing you of your Shinji tears. Oh, what? No way. Ain't robbing anybody of their channel points. You know how many times I've tried to change the name of the channel points? Like I keep trying to think of something that's like, I don't know, more clever or not as that is like depressing, but it's just so funny. Like I can't find anything that's funnier than like Shinji tears. You're not on Twitter, so Insta sounds good. Yeah, I am barely ever on Twitter. X. I my reach there. First off, I barely have any reach anywhere, right? But like that place has just been like a void. Has been like a time wasting void in regards to me like sharing, you know, or promoting work. Now I will still copy paste stuff. Now here's where it's at. It's at a point where I don't even have Twitter on my phone. I don't even have Facebook. Like I did. Like you can't uninstall Facebook from your phone, which I think is dumb. But I disabled it. Anyway, yeah, I have Instagram. What do I have? Yeah, you should utilize it. You should copy paste and utilize it. Absolutely. But my point is, I don't even pay attention to it. Like, but yeah, you saw my stuff at AX Chibi. Thank you. I had fun at Chibi. I like that show. For those who don't know, I am active selling my artwork at anime and comic book conventions and Anime Expo Chibi. Not Big Anime Expo in summer. Anime Expo Chibi is a show. If you're not familiar with California, it's a little outside of Los Angeles. It would be the best way to describe it if you're not familiar with the area. Smaller show, but I had a lot of fun there. It always helps that I make good money at these shows. That seems to dictate whether or not I think a con is good. A con could be absolutely terribly run, and it's just like such a pain in the ass. But if I make stacks, I'm just like, this was the best con. This is the best people ever. This is the best crew. Like, you need to be working on your art and sell your art, but you're scared. You're scared, little bitch. So I bounce between projects and never finish a piece. I could understand. I used to be very cold about this, where I'd be like, stop being a bitch and sell your artwork. But it's just like, I'm a very brash type of person. So it's easy for me to just be like, all right, I'm going to do this. Also, my particular situation when I first started selling my artwork was like a do or die situation. So I didn't have any options, So for me, it was like, no, I had one other option, but it was horrible. So I was just like, it was in that particular scenario, it's easy for a person, not just me, for a person to be like, all right, we got to go and do this. But like, let's say you have a steady job, or you're not too worried about money in whatever way, you know what I mean? Or like you're getting by with your work as is. It's easy to get comfortable. Like if you're not comfortable selling your artwork or going out there, and just, I don't know, like that's going to be up to every individual person. And if that's just not your thing, man, if you just don't want to fuck around and be with people, like you just want to stay in your cave and draw. I mean, don't ever let anyone tell you that you shouldn't. All I gotta say is maybe practice live streaming your artwork, because then you don't even have to show your face. You don't have to show your face. They don't gotta know your name. They don't have to know anything about you. You go out there and you sell your artwork in person, man, there's like all kinds of stuff you have to do. You gotta like learn how to talk to people. You gotta like dress well. You gotta not stink. You gotta bleach your hair. Bleach my hair. We're gonna re-bleach the hair today, by the way. All my roots have grown out. You don't make art, but it's fun to watch artists do their thing. Oh yeah, that's awesome. Like, yeah, I like watching producers and DJs fuck around trying stuff. Like I don't do that stuff, but I find that stuff very fascinating. Oh, it's the same reason, like, anyway, yeah, that, oh, where's the Yu-Gi-Oh tattoo? Oh, I haven't had time. I'm doing it this year, though. Actually, there's 2 tattoos that I have planned for this year. One of them is that Yu-Gi-Oh tattoo. We're gonna get it right here. that's still a goal, or that not a goal. That's still on the plans. Yesterday or last year just got like fucking crazy, and going out and getting a tattoo was like the least of my priorities. You know what I mean? So, I have that, and I got another fun one, but it's gonna be hella expensive. So, I can get the Yu-Gi-Oh one done, but the other one's gonna be hella expensive. I just can't budget that out. Oh, PS3, what you playing? My wife and I had every intention of playing Diablo 4 in December when I was done with all the cons and I just took a little bit of time off to kind of just spend some time, right? But we hella didn't. We ended up playing Let's Go Eevee instead. You live in the town next to AX, so I just felt like stopping by that weekend. And you had another artist that you met at TwitchCon. Yeah, oh yeah. Um, from my understanding, it hasn't been officially announced officially, but I've heard from many sources that TwitchCon is returning to San Diego this year, which I say thank fucking God. Like TwitchCon was put in Las Vegas this year, um, the same weekend as the When We Were Young festival, by the way, which was foolish because everything was super expensive in Vegas. Like I don't know who here is a regular going to Vegas because I go to Vegas a lot. It's not that expensive. Like Vegas itself is not like getting a hotel and going out to eat and all that stuff. Like, oh, it's so expensive in Vegas. I'm like, nah, dude, I spend more than that in going to downtown LA. Like, you crazy. Like, going to San Diego, you could spend more money than that just hanging out on the pier. So, but because of the When We Were Young festival, like flights and Ubers and everything were so expensive. So, by the time a lot of attendees got to TwitchCon, they had spent hella money already. So, it really hurt the sales. Anyway, um, I am so happy that they are unofficially moving back to San Diego this year. Are you talking about driving through? You talking about the Mojave area? So you are choosing comfort over what you know your soul should be doing. Hey, that's not an art problem. That's a life problem. Like a lot of people are like that. Now the good thing is you're already practiced with art, you know? So like you're already practiced with your drawing. So it's not like you have to learn to stream and you suck at art. You know, you can draw, which is already going to be very helpful to stream your artwork. And it's something like drawing is something you're doing already. So, what you can do is if you like, I'll give you an example. I haven't been studying my drawings and I suck right now. So I am framing this stream as a study stream so that if somebody comes in and says your skulls look like shit, I'd be like, hey man, it says study stream. This is just practice. That's on you. So for you, if you're uncomfortable, you could always have your stream. You could just like you could turn on the screen capture while you're streaming your what you're drawing, and then you could just put up a little tag and just be like my mic is broken or I don't feel like talking right now, but thank you, whatever, you know. So at least you could get comfortable having people watch your drawing. Oh, the whole city is you're talking about Vegas as a city, you know. Man, don't do that. I'll believe it when I'll believe that game exists when it comes out. Was it Final Fantasy 14? Was that the one where we got like a trailer to it, and then like 8 years later, we like we got a trailer? God, was it 14? I can't remember. No. Anyway, there was a Final Fantasy where we got a trailer to it, and then like we didn't hear shit about it for like 5 or 6 years, and then when they released another trailer, it was like a completely different game. It was 15. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. My perspective, like my, what do you say, like my processing power in my brain is struggling right now. Oh man, I'm like so rusty. Like I could tell my ability to rotate objects in my mind is really having a hard time right now. They'll just make it that much more satisfying when we not just get it back once we get better. So last January, I openly said that my art skill, because of what I had going on last year, I openly said to y'all that my art skill was going to stagnate and probably get worse, and that's exactly what happened. This January, I'm telling you that by the time we midway through this year, I'm gonna be the most powerful that I've ever been with my art. I promise you. What are you using to study feet? And I don't mean like it's one thing to look at a reference picture and try and copy that, but like what do you like to? So like I need to practice feet anyway, so we could switch over to from skulls to feet. Segue, but like. What do you like? How do you like to study? Because what I always say when we have practice streams is I find that most people who struggle to learn things, it's not the subject, it's the manner in which you're trying to learn. I was for those who don't know, I was in like a medical program fucking high school. Like they taught us how to learn. Like part of our courses was getting our notes graded. So I know how to study. For me, like I know it works for me. Not everybody knows how to. A lot of people don't know how to learn. Does that make sense? So like learning art, learning how to draw, it's the same thing. So some people like to watch YouTube videos. Some people like to listen to music. Some people need silence. Some people I like physical books. Your brain. Nah, that's like you're trying to find the. All right, that's like trying to go into your hard drive to find a song you haven't downloaded. Probably not gonna work, right? Oh yeah, 14 is the online game. That's right. My bad. Yeah, working off your memory is useless because, like I said, that's a really good comparison. That's like trying to find a song in your hard drive that you haven't downloaded. The fuck, that's gonna work. Yeah. Feet are tricky. Like when I like to learn subjects, and we talked. I don't know how many times I've used this example, but I like to understand how something works. So like for a chair, you could look at a bunch of chairs, right? And be like, okay, I'm going to look at a bunch of chairs, but you don't really understand the construction of a chair. That's not going to guarantee you understand how that works, right? there are bolts that go here. You know what I'm talking about? Like, let me think of a different example. Chair is a bad one. We're all uniquely different in our own way. I was watching a documentary about a guy who got jumped and robbed and his brain bashed in pretty much after he healed. He was able to draw things in a unique. Oh, jeez. That sounds like that movie I Boy. Have you ever watched I Boy? Don't watch I Boy. It's him getting in the brain mash, left it wired differently. So you can just draw off memory. Yeah, human brain's crazy. Human brain is weird. Like all these stories you've heard about people, about the things that they've been able to accomplish, and it's so crazy. Think about the things you haven't heard of. Yeah, don't watch it. Anyway, so for feet, like when I want to learn how to draw hands, like when I was practicing learning how to draw hands, I broke it down to the skeleton, like the bones, right? And then I simplified those bones into shapes because I'm good at rotating. I could rotate a cylinder. I could rotate like a rectangle. And this is relevant, and I'm gonna tell you why. So I could take the general bones of the hand, okay, and I could turn them into basic shapes. And for me, that's how I learned how to draw hand. The problem with feet is I don't know if you've ever tried to look up the skeletal structure of feet. It looks like somebody took a bag of pebbles and just spilled it on the floor. Like, it's fucking hard to try and study the bones of the feet. So my opinion on learning how to draw feet is to just straight up just break it down into big shapes. Okay, so and I'll break this down. I just want to give you a little. We'll put the big toe here. I was deciding which side I wanted. Question is the second toe longer or shorter? Let's see if I can remember how to teach this. This guy sells his commissions for millions. Now I think he passed away, sadly. Damn, which means that they're going to sell for multi-millions now. If he was selling them for millions when he was alive, imagine when he's dead. Like, it's not effortless. This is just what you're seeing now is after all the effort. Remember, we had like a 14-hour stream where I had to learn how to draw feet because I sucked so bad at them. Like, you remember that? Anyway, so trying to remember. I want to teach it in a cohesive way so that it's not too like overwhelming. There is a dumb way to do this, if I can remember right. It's like my little IKEA instruction manual for how to draw the skull right here. I made something like that for feet too. I'm trying to remember what it was though. Need some nicotine. I don't know. Give me a few minutes to try to remember, like the easy, like the breakdown that I had. I can't remember what the shapes were. God damn it. Well, we can talk about toes. Right? A little bit wider. Foot. The toe is almost like you have a hand. You know, when you press your hand down, you have that like that flex. Like your finger. This is a hand, okay? This is your hand right here. But if you press it down on something, you can get like that's like what happens with Spider-Man when he's hanging, or like when he's sticking to a wall. You know, because you're putting a lot of pressure right there. That's basically what the toe is gonna look. It's gonna have like that look to it. Okay. So when you're trying to visualize like the way the toe sits, you can just try to visualize it like that. Now they're not always gonna be like that, you know. But if you're just learning, just make them all like that. Beak hands. Talking about a monkey. I've been playing a lot of Pokemon lately. I'm trying to do this in a way that's easy to consume. Because sometimes all you need is just that right way of looking at it, you know. So don't pay attention to me until I tell you to, in case I fuck this up. Oh, has it? Good, good. We're one step closer to the marijuana has been completely decriminalized on a federal basis. Good. That just takes us one step closer to, you know, what we really want legalized. Finally caught the stream. Thank you. I appreciate you coming through. Since we're on that time of the stream, I'm gonna go ahead and drop a couple of links here. Not asking y'all to buy anything. It's just I'm trying to, because we're multi-streaming, right? And I'm trying to add Instagram and TikTok to the multi-stream, but I need more followers on there. I need to get. I'm like 100 shy on TikTok to getting access. I'm not active on TikTok, but like, I want to utilize it for the live streaming, and I need like a little over 100 more to get access to it. Okay, so what we're doing here is I'm trying to show how to draw a foot, but I'm trying to do it in a way that's like easy to understand. I don't want to fuck this up. Then I'm gonna make it more complicated than it needs to be. It's one thing to be able to draw, but being able to like instruct is different. So general rule is when visualizing a foot, right? So this is like the underneath view. Here's the heel. There's this part on the inner part of the foot is softer right here. If you feel on your foot, you have like a harder area right here, and it's a little softer. So often you'll see when I draw feet, I'll exaggerate it because it's just easier for me to remember. But I know that this area is softer right here, so I'll have the That's how I'll draw the underside of a foot, more or less. I exaggerate because it helps me remember. It's basically already done. You live in Texas and most red states on the map. I can now buy. But you know what's funny? Menthol is still illegal here. Well, not illegal. It's illegal to sell menthol in California still, which is crazy. Somebody think of the children. Yeah, I don't smoke on the regular. I don't smoke cigarettes on the regular, right? But like I had like a real menthol cigarette when I went to TwitchCon. And it was just like it like blew my mind because I hadn't had a real menthol in so long, and I was just like, son, what? Yeah. Marlboro menthol lights. I like Camel Crush. I like college girl cigarettes. I've been good. This is the first stream back in a while. You could probably tell by the title of the stream. Right. My bad. I'm really trying to figure out a way to teach how to draw feet. But I've been drawing them for so long now. You finally have vacation, have to work Christmas, now you're home with the family. Nice. I'll be buying a house soon. Super nice. Also, you got back into Yu-Gi-Oh. Oh, hell nah. Yeah, they unbanned them because the power creep has made them like there's no point. That's like when they brought back Yada Garasu, and they were just like, it was when they brought back Yada, didn't do shit. Like This is horrible instructions. Well, here's a question. Here's a question. How good are you at rotating objects? So you know how earlier I was talking about when a lot of artists struggle to learn something. Well, I guess this is kind of anything. When you're trying to learn anything. Um, okay, but we'll talk about artists. It's not just the study method. Um, but man, there's like some fundamental shit that people skip out on. It's like if you're not able to turn things into shapes, and then you're not able to rotate that shape, I don't even know how the fuck you try to learn anything. Because that's how I learned everything. You remember how we learned to draw animals? Like, I learned to draw hands. I talked about earlier how I like to turn the bones of the hand into shapes. And then I just rotate those shapes, and that allowed me to learn how to draw them. Like, I did that for everything. I learned how to draw animals that way. I got better at drawing cars when I started doing it like that. If you're not learning through shapes, I don't even know what the fuck you're doing. Like, I don't even like more props to you if you can figure that out. But to me, I'm just like, that sounds like almost impossible. Like, I don't even know how you go about it. So I'm gonna draw some boxes here so that I can draw the feet in different perspectives. And then you can just kind of see I'll try and draw it I'll try and draw the feet using simple shapes. That way, for those who need, you know, to see how that works, you can. So let me draw some of these boxes, and then we'll get. And these boxes, um, a good exercise is if you draw a box in like different perspectives, and then you fill that box in with the drawing. That's gonna really test how well you understand that subject. But earlier we were talking about the chair. Easy to draw a chair that's facing you, but can you draw something as simple as a chair? It like from a top down, looking, like 16 millimeter. You know what I mean? So you could apply this exercise right here to everything you're trying to learn. And if you can't fill in these boxes, then that means that you have some shape and perspective work that you need to work on first. Yeah, simple form. It's the best. Like that's what we've been using here on stream for years. That's what I've been using for years, and just like the idea of using any other method, it just seems so inefficient. I just don't. But hey, more power to anyone who gets that to work. You know. Boxes are everything. I mean, whatever shape, whatever shape you want to use. whatever gets your brain working. People jumping into drawing without figure drawing, but even before figure drawing, like even before that, you know, simple shapes and then rotating those shapes. And in order to rotate them, you need to understand, at least to some degree, simple perspective. And it's just kind of like, that's why we always talk about reverse engineering here, where it's just like, well, I want to get good at drawing this. Like, I want to get good at drawing a person playing the guitar. Well, what does that consist of? It consists of drawing a person, and then it consists of drawing a guitar. All right, well, pick which route you want to go first. Well, I need to learn how to draw a guitar. Well, what are the parts of a guitar? And then it's just like, oh, I want to draw a person. What does that consist of? Well, there's like anatomy, and then before you get to that, you should, proportions. Well, how do you get proportions? Well, I this and there's that, like. So that goes back to that whole thing about there's just people who don't know how to learn. Yeah. Y'all out here pointing your fingers at hands. You're like, hands are the devil. Hands are the devil. They're so hard to draw. I was like, don't blame hands because you ain't done the hard work. Because you didn't do the boring stuff, like. Oh, my bad. I'm supposed to draw these in like simple shapes. That reminds me of something I've been meaning to talk about. I used to talk a lot of shit on conventions and be like, yeah, they're tiring, they're time consuming. They interfere with your time to draw and improve your artwork. Don't listen to that. That's some bullshit. That's excuse. Like if you really want, you can make time. Oh, I'm so tired after a con. Get a Red Bull. Smoke a real menthol. Marlboro menthol. No, but that's like a, that's a for real though. It's just like, oh my god, drawing, drawing hands is so hard. I hate artists who can do it. Blah blah. Like, yeah, but that's like you're so concerned about taking like creatine and protein powders, but your regular diet is shit. Anyway, I think my point when I say all this stuff is I'm not everyone, but I think a majority of artists are capable of so much more than the stuff that they're rushing to post online, that they're not slowing down and like thinking about how to study. That once you learn how to learn, that's fucking everything. Once you learn how to learn, that's everything. I mean, you could do that. Oh, you're talking about like here or right here. Contour lines are also your friend. You know, like if it helps you, I do this a lot. It'll help you visualize like the 3D shape. Contour lines are the shit. But that goes back to perspective again. You know, like that goes back to perspective. So like you see these boxes here, right? That we did. If we were to stick that into a perspective grid, where does this go? Like you should be able to answer that instantly. Because if you can't, then that means you're lacking like something that's so basic that it's just gonna. And I'm not trying to call anyone out. I'm just saying it's so basic and it's so useful. You know that like if you try and skip it, you're just gonna make life really hard on yourself for no reason. You know, like basically, if you could see the top of something, it sits below the horizon line. Horizon line's your eye line. That's like you're looking straight. Everything under, you should be able to see the top. And everything above it, so the horizon line here, somewhere, not exactly right here, but maybe somewhere underneath this. That's like where your eyeball. Nah, it's not attacking. But then again, that's one of those things where it's like it's not calling out and it's not attacking. It's just like, did you even know that though? Like we can sit here all day and we can sit like for those of us here who have learned this stuff, we could sit here all day and be like, hey, what you mean you don't know about this? Sometimes people just don't think about it, you know? So, they'll sit there and be like, oh, for real? Is that how that works? Like, that's how that works with the perspective, you know? Do you think about the vanishing points all the time? Just go by gut. Um, when we're doing stuff like this, nah, I'm not really thinking about that shit. If I'm doing like a paid project or something that like if I'm doing something that's not, let me say, if I'm doing something that's not sketch, um, I'll always do construction of everything. Don't pay attention to this one. Oh wait. Oh yeah. Think about vanishing points all the time. Only if I'm doing like a full scene. You know what I mean? Like these boxes are just kind of wibbly wobbly. They're just like whatever, right? But that works for me because I'm already past, I'm already past. Hey, we got a raid. We did not get a notification for it, but thank you for the raid. Thank you for all the follows we got today. Also, I'm not getting notifications for it for some reason, so thank you for all the follows. Ow! Fuck. If you want to hop into the Discord server, an art Discord server, that's that right there. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good one so far. Hope everyone has some good, solid, big plans. Should always aim very, very high, because most of the time, let's call it what it is, most of us will fall a little bit short of what we got planned. So if you just aim a little bit higher, you'll still end up in a good spot. That's what most people say. Yeah, so the fun refresher course today, because I'm very, very rusty. The next few weeks are going to be a lot of this, us just hitting basic points, or if somebody needs help with something, I can always try to go over it, because it's probably a subject that I need to refresh on. So if there is a topic, you could think about this for the future streams. If there's a topic that maybe you need help on, you know, I could probably try to go over it, because I guarantee it's something that I'm rusty on, and that'll be good for everybody. See? You need to get your editor to make clips out of your videos. Drop a lot of wisdom. I don't have an editor. I do all my own editing, all my own cinematography. I do everything. But anyway, I appreciate that. I don't know. We just talk about this stuff so often here on stream, especially since we do a lot of study streams, that's all we're gonna be streaming from now on. No more like those big masterwork projects here on stream. I work faster when I'm not streaming that stuff, so it works out for everybody. The kind of stuff that we talk about here, you know, the stuff that does make for good like clips for the internet, like we just talk about that shit all the time. That, like, the stuff that we talked about with shapes and like mentality and all that, 100%, we're just gonna talk about it again next stream. But we're gonna talk about it with somebody different who probably just comes in, who needs help. You know what I mean? Like, that's why I don't feel the need to clip a lot of this stuff, because if you hear, you're gonna pick up on it anyway. You know. I'm not against short form media. But boy, do I like not care. I don't have a problem with it, but it's like I know, okay, here's the thing. I know that it's good for the growth and all that stuff. But to me, I'm just like, you know how before I'll talk shit about TikTok, kinda, you know, not the people on TikTok, just like the concept of TikTok, where it's just kind of like people don't need anyway, like I just don't like the short form information. I don't like it. I don't want to do that for myself. I don't like producing. And I don't know. I don't think it's healthy for people to absorb information that way either. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. If anyone wants to clip the shit that I say and then put it up on your thing and get a bunch of followers that way, I don't give a shit. You think it's cool, you can go ahead and do it. I ain't gonna stop you. So again, like I used to talk down about, like not the people who are on TikTok and Instagram shorts or reels and all that. It's more of just like the concept of it. And for me, I've moved on to a place where I'm just like, look, I must just be old, but that's just not my flavor. I just can't. One, I can't consume stuff like that, and I just don't want to make it. I'll make a 20-minute. I'd rather spend like 20 hours editing like a 15-minute YouTube episode than spend 10 hours making 100 videos. Like that's why my YouTube videos are fire though. Like just not my jam. So that said, I do want to utilize TikTok streaming. So once again, if anybody is on TikTok and Instagram, you want to shoot me a follow on either of those, which, although I'm not very active on those, I do need my numbers, my literal numbers to go up so I can have access to particular things on there. And I need to have access to that TikTok stream. Imagine if we take some slow tutorial stuff onto TikTok. These people, they're gonna lose their minds. They're like, he spent 2 minutes drawing a box. I'm gonna go kill myself. Like, oh. Yeah. So, with that said, I'm gonna probably call the stream here. That was a good almost 3 hours of a stream. I still have a lot of stuff to do. The Patreon stuff I have to get done today. Appreciate all the patrons. Appreciate everyone for dropping by here. If you want to join the Discord server, the art Discord server, there's the link right there. This has been very fun. My life is gonna get a lot more consistent now. And I appreciate everyone who stuck through when I was, taking care of the wife last year, and I wasn't really out. I wasn't out here doing the thing, but we got stuff planned this year. So as long as you guys stick with me, don't worry. We got some cool stuff coming up. Thank you, everybody, and I will see you all tomorrow. Probably 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is the exact same time we started today. I might move it to 10. So it's either going to be 11 or 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but the stream's going to be around the same time, give or take. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Who are we going to raid? God damn it. I forgot. I'm so rusty. Let's do that. Let's go raid somebody before we head out. Hold on. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's find somebody who's doing traditional art. we have a tradition of raiding people at the end of every stream. So let's find somebody doing traditional art and give them. Some, see somebody painting. Well, that's a potential. Okay, here. See if I remember how to raid somebody. Okay, everybody. The raid's gonna launch in a couple of seconds. Again, thank you. See you tomorrow. All right.